Oh my god, I've been trying to download something from Canva for more than half an hour, but it just does not work.
Well, does that ring a bell? Are you familiar with this situation? Well, if so, then you certainly came to the right place, because I'm now going to reveal the top 4 reasons why you can't download your designs in Canva. Please make sure to watch this video until the very end, because only after knowing more about these top 4 reasons, you will then certainly know why you can't download your designs, and more importantly, you will know how to fix these issues. Because after every reason that we will look at, I will give you some actionable tips that you can implement immediately to solve the issue at hand. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Reason number 1 why you can't download your files in Canva is, believe it or not, a bad internet connection. Well, how do you know that a bad internet connection is responsible for you not being able to download your files in Canva? Well, luckily, you can easily find out. While being in Canva, to check whether your internet connection works as it should, click on File and then click on Save. If it then says all changes saved, you can be pretty sure that your internet connection is working properly. However, if it doesn't say that and says something like saving either here or in your toolbar here, then you know that there's something seriously wrong with your internet. Another great way to check if your internet connection is actually stable is to go to fast.com, and there you see immediately how fast your internet really is. And it might very well be that your internet connection is actually not as fast as you think it is. It happens to all of us.
Bro, only 46 megabits per second, are you kidding me?
Last but not least, if you're using a VPN, then I highly suggest you to deactivate it for a second and then try again, because it's a very well known fact that a VPN will make your internet much slower. Now, let us talk about another extremely common reason why your downloads might fail in Canva. And that is reason number 2, you're trying to download projects or files that are simply too large. Well, while strictly speaking there is no official file size limit in Canva, it might very well be that you can't download your files because they're just simply too big. For instance, I have this rather big Canva project called YouTube Thumbnails, which now spans over 45 pages, but at one stage was over 100 pages. And if you have projects like this, it might very well be that on download you will experience some issues. There are a couple of things you can do to find out if a file size too large is actually preventing you from downloading your Canva designs. The first thing you can try is to split up your project into multiple projects and then try to download them separately. To do so, click on File in the top left corner of the screen and then click on Make a Copy. You can do that as many times as you want, and as in my case we have about 45 pages here, I would repeat this process like 3 or 4 times and then try to download them separately, which in this case would mean I would only download something like 10 pages at a time. Of course, after you've copied your designs that way, you would have to go in there and delete certain pages so that in every project you would only have about 10 pages, in my case here 10 thumbnails left. Another thing you could try here is to download your project from another device. If that will actually work, you will then know that the file size is not the real problem you're experiencing. If it also doesn't work, then the file size obviously could still be the main issue. Now, if you're just planning to download your project so that you can show it to someone, then a good solution could also be that instead of downloading, you will simply share your design with those people. To do so, in the upper right corner of the screen, click on Share, and then here in the search field, you could actually type in the email addresses of the people that you would like to share this design with, or even easier, you can click here on Copy Link and then simply send that link to whoever you want, be it by email, on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever. In case you're working on a video project in Canva, it's actually even more likely that files too big are the root cause for you not being able to download stuff in Canva. And why is that? Well, simply because video files are usually much larger than simple pictures and images. If that should be the case, one thing you can try is to actually reduce the resolution of your video project. To do so, click on Resize here in the top left corner of the screen and then resize your project accordingly. It needs to be said that this is a Canva Pro feature, so if you're on Canva Free, unfortunately this won't work. Or let's say it won't work after you created your project. But if you already know that the file size could become a problem at a certain stage, then it makes a whole lot of sense to make sure that the resolution is not too big from the get-go. For instance, if you're going with a 16:9 format, which is the case here because I have this project in 1920 by 1080 pixels, then you could simply change that to 1280 by 720 pixels, which also is 16:9, but just in a lower resolution. Well, at this point you might think this all sounds great, but I can still not download from Canva. What the hell is wrong?
Yeah, what
and
the
this
heck?
brings us to reason number 3 why downloading files in Canva might be malfunctioning for you. And that reason is browser issues. Now, first of all, let me mention that Canva is only compatible with Chrome version 57 or higher, Firefox version 52 or higher, Safari version 12 or higher, or Microsoft Edge version 89 or higher, or Opera version 44 or higher. So please make sure that you're actually using a browser and browser version that can fit these requirements. Now, to troubleshoot whether your browser is your archenemy as far as downloading files and projects in Canva goes, it is highly suggested that you try to download your Canva projects in a different browser. So for example, as you're using Chrome, then try to download your projects in Firefox. If the download is successful in that alternative browser, you immediately know that your standard browser is the root of the problem. If you would like to fix this problem for good and not just change to another browser, then I highly recommend you to flush the cache and clear the cookies in your browser. Alternatively, you can also run your browser in incognito mode and see if that makes a difference. In Chrome, for example, simply click on File followed by New Incognito window. Now, if you tried all the fixes that I laid out in this video, and I really mean absolutely everything, if you're unsure, then please rewatch this video and go through each step one by one, and only after then, if you still can't download from Canva, then most likely reason number 4 is responsible for your Canva misery. And here it finally is, the last reason why Canva doesn't let you download files and projects. And that reason is that Canva might just simply be down at the moment. Believe it or not, this actually happens pretty frequently. So it could very well be that you did all the troubleshooting in the world to simply find out that the reason why you couldn't download in Canva is that Canva was simply down for the time being.
Say simply one more time.
Now, before you're boiling over with anger and frustration, let me tell you this. Canva actually has a status page where you can clearly see whether Canva is operational at this very moment. So it's gonna be an easy feat for you to really find out if Canva is actually the problem child here. Now, the website where you can check Canva's status is actually canvastatus.com. What an original domain. And then under web application and mobile application, simply check whether it says operational or not. And if it does, then you actually know that Canva is online. In that case, under the logo here, it also just says all systems operational. And you can then rest assured that Canva is just doing fine. Now, I sincerely hope that this video helped you to find the cause why you couldn't download stuff in Canva. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and make sure to hit that notification bell so whenever I drop new videos on Canva, you will get notified immediately. And last but not least, if you would like to become a master in Canva, I highly suggest you to watch the next video on this channel where I will tell you everything about video editing in Canva.